Welcome back to Brick and Brand, a podcast at the intersection of retail and entrepreneurship. We're your co-hosts, Delaney and Brettley Roach. Brick and Brand is officially going on the road tomorrow for our big annual knockdown, drag out networking event, Las Vegas ICSC. How are you feeling, sis?
I'm ready to go. I mean, could you tell that was fake?
I know.
No, I'm excited. I'm happy that we're going to be there together. I think it's going to be really productive. And this is the very first time that Brick and Brand is going to be on the road.
That's true.
In Vegas.
Were we even working on Brick and Brand last time we went to Vegas?
I think we were
year?
working on it, but it was nowhere near
early stages
out to the public yet. Yeah. It was
last year. Seems like such a long time ago. It's so crazy how it comes so fast, but when you think back, it's like this was like light years ago.
Yeah, it really is. And I feel like the last 2 months we've all been preparing for ICSC and going, it's just right around the corner. It's right around the corner. And we're prepping and setting up meetings. And then you blink and we're leaving tomorrow at 7 a.m. Like it just...
Yeah. So for anyone
fast.
who's listening who does not attend ICSC, it is the International Shopping Center convention that happens every May in Las Vegas. I don't know how many years it's been happening. I don't know who invented it. Whoever invented it should probably go to a mental asylum, but It's been going on for a long time. And you and I, growing up, we always knew that our dad was going. I always remember daddy is going to Vegas. But I never obviously knew really what it was for other than just work.
Well, all I remember is him coming back with the little toys and goodies from the convention. Do you remember that? He would have
totally
pens with logos on it or little like rubber duckies or just the weirdest
little
things. Goodie bags.
Yeah.
But we were obsessed with it. Do you remember he would come home and the next morning it would all be laid out on the counter for us and we would get to go through it and pick out what we wanted. None of them were even cool toys.
It's all like trash, junk.
It's trash. Yeah.
But in retrospect, like how sweet that he brought that to us now that I know like what he was going through at the show. No, it was such a fun time thinking of him going out of town and waiting for our gifts coming back. I've actually never been to Vegas other than for this convention. I've never like gone on a bachelorette party there. No, have you?
Yes, many times. I mean, I'm a lot closer than you.
Yeah. I think what happened, Delaney, is I went to the convention and I realized I never want to come back here again unless I have to. And so unfortunately, it kind of like ruined the shows and the restaurants and like all the good things that are actually there.
Yeah. I can get that 100%. Every time someone says Vegas, I get PTSD because I think of this convention. But I'm not a big Vegas person in general. And I think a huge part of that is it reminds me of ICSC, but still, I'm not a huge Vegas person. And I feel like ICSC is one of the only places where, how many people go? Like 30,000 plus?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 30,000-ish.
Yeah.
Would be a good turnout. It's different every year, but...
Right. It's one of the only places 30,000 adults will willingly go to and destroy their nervous systems for 72 hours and go through actual hell.
It's so true.
And pay for it.
Everyone is paying all this money to go and completely destroy their bodies and their minds for 3 days for what's the purpose? We're not really sure. I guess it's all in the name of networking. So that's what it is. We go, we experience it, we come back, but there's a lot that goes into it. And so this is a little ICSC special. We're very busy getting on the road in the morning. So let's dive into it. One of the things that I always notice in Vegas, and this is my 5th year, I'm curious if you feel the same way, is that people seem to totally change like their personality. They have like an alter ego when they get to Vegas.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Like, what's that about? I'm sorry, but
it's so funny, but it's so true. It's this persona of I'm slammed with meetings, I'm booked back to back. It's all about perception. I feel like you're simultaneously networking and like selling yourself at the same time. And so, I mean, there's a lot of adrenaline with seeing all these people and
Yeah.
meeting new people and making connections. But there's also, I think people put on this whole persona to
100%.
appear like they've got it all together and they're super busy, and it's just comedy to me.
Or they're really wealthy. Like you see people wearing Rolexes who shouldn't be wearing Rolexes. You see people doing all kinds of stuff to kind of put on that front that they're the successful broker. And I think that's one of the problems with Vegas is there's so many people that go. It's really like the masses go. Like anyone who's ever thought about having a sales license and brokerage goes. Right? So there's no sort of filter for who's actually qualified to be there. And that, it just changes the environment of the event. So you have all these people with all these different insecurities about the business going in and trying to speed date network for 3 days.
It really is speed dating. I feel like people are addicted to pretending they're successful to put off this vibe that they've got it all together. And their Rolex is worth more than yours. It's so funny. But it really does bring out an alter ego of people. It's really interesting. And it's kind of ridiculous, frankly.
I would say my alter ego is pretending I'm not tired when I actually am. I don't really care that much what other people think in general, but there's literally no food at the show. This is something, this is a business idea I've had, Delaney, is to start a smoothie bar at ICSC because there's literally no food. There's one Starbucks.
I don't think I ate for 3 days last time. The whole
I don't understand.
Yeah. No, it really is ridiculous. You're on your feet all day. The convention itself is freezing. The AC is pumping. But outside, it's 100+ degrees. So you walk outside and you're sweating, and then you come back in, you're nervous sweating, but you're cold because the AC is so high. And you're on your feet all day. You're walking 11, 12 miles, talking in meetings, and there's no food to be found anywhere. It's crazy. We are stocked on snacks, though, just so you know. I'm reading a lot of
you
snacks.
handled the food. I handled the beauty products. We're ready to roll. Vegas has got nothing on us this year. I will tell you my least favorite phrase in Vegas. Let's definitely connect after Vegas. It's like, sure, yeah, let me tear up your business card. You're not going to email me. We're not connecting. But sure, let's kill some more trees. I'll take your business card. Like, come on. So
the networking itself is a whole fiasco. Like, it is so interesting how people are, everyone's trying to talk to you, but you have to be able to decipher which conversations are valuable because you don't have a lot of time. You're running across the convention hall, or you're on your way to another meeting and you're getting stopped 3 or 4 times, or talking to people. And you have to be able to quickly do the mental math of, okay, this is an actual valuable conversation that may turn
100%.
into something, or this person is just wasting my time. And how do I, without being too rude, how do I walk away? And it's not easy.
Networking is a legitimate skill. I think there should be a class in college called networking, but you're right. At the end of the day, we're roasting Vegas, but you do go there to make connections and to meet people. So your time is important, and when you're talking to someone who it's maybe nothing against them, but there's nothing in common with your businesses, you're not going to ever do business, and you really need to move on to the next conversation. You have to do so, tactfully, but you can't, you do have to move on, or you're literally wasting all the time and money it took to get there. So, I feel like everyone at ICSC is simultaneously exhausted, but also pretending that they're thriving. I think it's the most fascinating social experiment that's ever been done. Mic drop.
Social experiment. No, it's so true, because none of us are really thriving. Let's be honest. We're hungry, we're exhausted, we're stressed, we're anxious.
Wait, you don't love the fluorescent lights speeding down on your skin?
I'm getting like sick to my stomach just thinking about it
I
right
know.
now.
It's horrible. Anyway, no, we're not thriving is the
You're
point.
not. And even if you are the most social butterfly on the planet and this is everything to you to just network and talk to people all day long, it's still a lot. It's very overstimulating. It's, again, so much goes into getting there and preparing and spending a lot of money to get there that you want to get your time and your money's worth. And so there's that pressure going into it. And I just think it's hilarious that people put on this facade of I'm thriving. Like I am not.
I know. And the funniest thing to me is there's so many cast of characters, right? You know, and the people that are always saying they're so busy, just so busy.
Yeah.
So slammed, big things on the horizon. And you're like, wait, who are you? What do you
like,
work
what
on?
do you actually
Never
do?
heard of you before, but you're so busy and so many big things are coming for you. And you leave the meeting with them like kind of inspired because they were so revved up, but also really confused about what they actually do.
What is your actual business?
Yeah. How do you make money?
And they leave the conversation like, oh, you'll see on LinkedIn. I'll be on LinkedIn. Yeah. You'll see my announcements.
Like, who posts their business and all their business announcements on LinkedIn? I don't think you would have time for that if you're actually busy. So it's so interesting, right?
It really is. There's a whole cast of characters, like all the different types of people that go and their different missions, each person's mission or goal for the convention. But I remember last year coming home with a Ziploc bag of business cards. I probably had, I don't know, 150 business cards, so many, just stacks in this bag. And I remember coming home, I was unwell the day following the convention.
Hashtag unwell.
Yeah, could not be spoken to, could not be bothered. But once I was coherent enough to look at my business cards the following day, I couldn't remember 90% of them. I'm like, who were these people? Who did I meet? And so it's really difficult to do all this networking, meet all these people, get all these great business cards, and then how do I turn this actually into revenue or turn this into a deal? And I was doing some preparing this year, and this is not a, mind-blowing piece of advice, but it was saying to write something on the back of each business card that you remember about that person, at least the valuable ones. Even just this is what they were wearing or something about their business, or they have a friend that lives in a, neighboring submarket, or just something that you can tangibly hold on to that will jog your memory following. So this is my goal. I'm going to try and do that this year. But do you have tips or tricks for how to remember and
Well, I love that one,
up?
writing it down. Sometimes I don't always have like a pen on me, so that's hard.
Right.
But I do think just having kind of a good instinct of, because you will talk to so many people. And so having an instinct or developing an instinct of who is somebody that you want to remember. And, 90% of the people you may get business cards from, it's like, may or may not remember much about them. But there's people you meet and you're like, I know that I want to develop a relationship. So make a mental note, put something on your phone really quick in your notes about them. And to your point, these conventions are all a waste of time if you don't actually build relationships. So when you get back to your desk, you have to follow up, and not just a generic follow up. You actually have to like try and build a relationship with someone.
Right.
Because that's the only way business will come. It's not from a generic follow-up email from Vegas. So be intentional about the people you meet and really listen to what they're saying. What are they working on? Are there any ways to work together in the future? You unfortunately do have to be totally on 100% while you're networking, or it's kind of wasted time.
Yeah. All systems firing.
But you never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
It only takes that one person.
Right. And exactly. And then building the relationship after you get home. Something a lot of people don't know about this business is so much of brokerage is actually energy and emotional management.
1,000%.
And being able to give your energy to other people, hold the conversation alive, make a good impression, but not take too much of the other person's energy onto you. And it's kind of really difficult. It's not an easy thing to do. And it's not something you just inherently know how to do. You kind of have to learn.
I feel like what you just said is so true to ICSC, but it's also just a life lesson that's
Yeah.
very applicable at a convention when you're
Right.
surrounded by these people. It does not happen easily. I
Right.
feel like now I'm at my 5th or 6th year. I feel like I can a little bit be in that chaotic environment and keep my energy a little bit separate, but it's hard because you do have to be warm, you have to be personable, you have to genuinely care, or nobody's going to want to talk to you. But you do need to keep a little bit of that energy. It's just energy management because we're on a marathon at this thing. It's not one day, it's not a half a day, it's almost 3 days. So it's a true marathon. My first year, I remember just being so exhausted before the convention even started.
Right.
Because I got drug around to a bunch of parties I should never have been at. And I called dad at like 1 a.m. on the first night.
Really?
And said, yes. I don't think I've ever told you this.
I didn't hear this story.
And I'm not going to like tell you who I was with or drop names, but it wasn't a great situation. Okay. And I wasn't at parties that were productive at all. I was at Vegas style parties.
Okay.
And I called dad and I was like, is this what I'm supposed to do at Vegas? I think I want to just go to my hotel. Do I need to be at these parties? And he was like, honey, you need to go to your hotel. You need rest. Tomorrow's a business day. You do Vegas your way. And basically, but I didn't know, right? I was just going along with the person I was with who was supposed to be my senior mentor.
Supposed to look out for you. Yeah.
100%. So I digress. But the point is, when I woke up for the convention, I was exhausted and I wanted to leave already.
Right.
You don't have to do Vegas that way, right?
Right.
If you're tired, if you want to go home, you have the right to protect your energy.
Right. I have never heard that story. That's actually crazy. Like, that's not okay at all.
No, it wasn't okay.
And the fact that they were Vegas parties, not even landlord parties.
There was real estate people there.
I mean, still, but
it wasn't like the kind of place you want to go.
No.
That's all I can say.
That's horrible. And to give a little bit of background context, it's 3 days. Bretley said the first day is not quite a full day. It's maybe noon to whenever midnight. Your evening events end, which is typically around midnight. Yeah. And then you're up. I think your first meeting is 7:30 on Tuesday. So you're up by 5. You're on your feet at the convention all day until your meetings end about 5:30 or 6. And then after that, the happy hour networking events start. And so you have maybe dinners with people or happy hour events to go to. And there's typically quite a few. So you're kind of trying to divide your time between which ones are most valuable. So you may be at one for an hour and then take an Uber or walk to the next one. And then you're lucky if you're back by midnight, 1, 2, anywhere in that window. And then you're up again on Wednesday, the third day. I feel like giving myself a migraine just talking about it.
Yeah.
But then the third day is the last day. So you're up for meetings again back at the convention hall. But it is truly a marathon. It is not easy. And it's so difficult, especially when you're new, to figure out which quote unquote parties or events are valuable. Which ones should I be at? And are these building me actual relationships that will benefit my business? Or am I just drinking to drink? You know what I mean?
You never really know for sure. And it's funny, this is like so not what most people do, but one of my strategies in Vegas is to not really drink. I may have one drink in my hand that I hold, throughout the night.
Just for looks.
But I'm not drinking because for me, alcohol takes away my energy. So I intentionally and it also takes away my mental sharpness. And when I'm there, I want to be, focused. But to your point, you don't know. You kind of have to have a strategy going in because I think when you first start in the business, your strategy is just meet as many people as you can, maybe in your home state market. And then as you grow, it's like, well, no, I want to be a little more strategic about who I'm networking with. But you never really know where you need to be. So you make the best decision you can. And that's why people end up popping around to 3 or 4 because it's that whole FOMO idea. What if that party's better? What if there's somebody there I need to meet? So it's very performative in nature. I think one of the things that will help us handle it and help you handle it better is to not take it so seriously, right? It's just a social experiment at the end of the day. And
so true.
And I there's probably a better way to do this. I don't know if anyone's ever thought about that, but there's probably a better way to network with
For
people around
sure.
the country.
For sure. Maybe start with a smaller convention. The regional
Yeah.
ones I feel like are so much more productive. But I have
So
to tell a really
productive.
quick story. I remember coming back last year to our hotel, and I think it was probably 1:30, 1:45 in the morning, and I was coming back from an event, and you were in bed because we share a hotel room, and you had the comforters pulled up to your head. Your whole body was covered, and just your head's peeking out, and all the lights are off, and you have your LED face mask on, like
Was
the
it
red
still
light.
on? I fell asleep in
Yes.
it?
No,
I
you
have
were
no memory
awake.
of that.
You were awake. I think you had just
Oh, I was
gotten out of the
awake.
shower, just gotten
Yeah.
back and whatever. You were trying to wind down. I walk in the door in my heels and my dress. I smell disgusting. I'm so exhausted. And you have the covers literally up to your eyes. And then all I see is the little LED mask popping out of the covers. And I go, "Are you awake?" And you were like, "I can't speak. I can't speak."
Don't talk to me. Get behind me,
I'm
Satan.
processing. Yeah. It was just like so relatable.
Yeah. We didn't talk. Like you got home, whatever
No.
time, and I was curious how your first Vegas had been, but it was this unwritten agreement that like you don't speak, just don't say a word.
We're in
And
survival. Yeah.
in survival. And when I get home, my hotel room from all of this, I'm just so thankful to have made it back.
Yep.
And I immediately put on my face mask and I'm either journaling or like praying. I'm not watching TV, like no more stimulation. I'm just trying to get back my inner peace.
Yes.
So that's probably what you saw in that moment.
It's because you have to somehow download everything from the day, recenter yourself, and get ready to do it again the next day.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
brutal.
But it does go fast. We'll get through it.
Yeah. And in the blink of an eye, we'll be on our way back from Vegas. This time we're driving. Well, we typically drive, but it's about a 5-hour drive. So I already know that that's my time to decompress and just sit in silence and try to recenter myself. But the come down after Vegas is a real thing. And I feel like everyone is emotionally drained to the max. Do you feel the same in your...
Yeah. It's weird. It's like business gets really slow for a couple of days. I think this year it's backed up to Memorial Day, which will make it a longer weekend. But yeah, people are just in recovery mode, which I think is like so funny for some reason that they go to this thing that's supposed to be like so inspiring new business and then you come home and you can't even function.
You can't
But
work.
no, it takes like 3 or 4 days for business to even like pick up to where it was before. And it's funny when you talk to brokers like for 2 weeks leading up to Vegas, everyone's like, "Oh, see you in Vegas. See you in Vegas."
Yeah.
And then for 2 weeks after, it's like, "Well, how was your Vegas?" It's like, I'm so tired of talking about Vegas.
I don't care. Like, let's stop. Please.
But no, it makes you rethink your career.
Yeah, it's so true.
For sure.
So true. It's the topic of discussion for the whole month of May. It's kind of annoying and overdone. But yeah, I think coming back is you have this mixed emotion of being inspired, meeting all these people, feeling motivated, and I've built some really good connections. But I'm also in mental coma and I can't function, and none of my colleagues are responding to emails or doing business right now. So you leave feeling behind and then also motivated at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's really...
Well, I think one of the reasons it is so mentally draining is that it's like such a psychology experiment when you're there. You're dealing with comparison, with ego, rejection, status. You're dealing with all these things. And because as humans we internalize those, you feel so drained after. I think the ultimate goal would be to go to one of these and just leave completely energized because nothing faced you, you know? That's what I'm working towards. Give me 5 or 10 more years.
Well, Dad's on his, I think he said like year 35, and that's how he feels. Granted,
nothing
he has
phases him.
4 or 5 meetings, and it's a little different, but still, he said when he comes back, he feels great, and he's super inspired, and he said he keeps telling me, because I have been telling him, like, I'm nervous, it's going to be really exhausting, and every time he responds, every time I say that, he's like, sweetie, it's not that big of a deal. It's just about letting people see your personality and, getting to know people.
He's so great.
Just be yourself, which he's right, but
he's right.
It's hard to do.
I remember my first Vegas, the morning of the convention. I was like so traumatized from the night before that I made him like come over. He literally came to my hotel to give me a hug in his suit and tie with his business partner, Dwayne Keithley, who's like a second dad. And then I made him wait so I could walk with him to the convention because I didn't know how to get there. I mean, it's a freaking maze. So we walked together through all the hallways to the show, and it was just like having my dad there, especially those first couple years. It's such a wonderful, safe feeling.
Such a good feeling.
Shout out Vinny Roach, Cushman and Wakefield.
The man, the myth, and the legend. I don't know how we would survive without him, honestly. And this year, this is our second year, we're going to have all 3 kids and dad all at the convention together. That's pretty iconic, honestly.
It's really fun.
That's crazy.
It's one of the reasons that I am excited to go is, whoever thought I'd be there with my sister, my brother, and my dad.
And all doing business in different markets, different states.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. So cool.
It's so fun. We're going to be recording a little docuseries while we're there, so more to come there.
Yep.
So you guys can see some behind the scenes of what it's actually like in Delaney and Bretley's hotel room at 5 a.m. on Tuesday morning, getting ready for the show. So.
Yeah, that's going to be scary to put that online, but
I know. We may or may not do that.
Well, this has been so fun. Hopefully you learned a few tips and tricks for business conventions or upcoming networking events. It's not for the faint of heart, but take what you can out of it and do your best to meet some good people that are actually going to help you and further your business. And lesson from Bretley is don't worry too much about the parties and carry around a glass of water that looks like vodka so no one questions you.
Yeah, people will question you, but just keep walking.
Just keep walking. That's exactly right.
Wear a backpack if you're a girl. Wear comfy shoes. Bring food. Bring water. And just try and have fun. It's really not that big of a deal.
It's a social experiment, period. Yeah. We're keeping this episode short because Bretley and I are going to go pack for this and try and mentally prepare. So wish us luck, and we'll bring Brick and Brand on the road so you guys can see a little behind the scenes of our whole experience. So we'll see you next week on Brick and Brand.
See you next week.